Should the Philadelphia Eagles prioritize defense in this upcoming NFL draft? And the reason I ask you guys this question is because although we want more weapons on offense for Jalen Hurts, let's really look at the numbers. Let's look at how things have transpired for the Philadelphia Eagles in the 2021-2022 season. From a scoring perspective on offense, the Philadelphia Eagles had no problem generating points in 2021. As a matter of fact, the Philadelphia Eagles were ranked 12th in the NFL in terms of points per game scored. They were averaging 26 points per game scoring. And sure, the Philadelphia Eagles could improve from an efficiency perspective offensively. They could improve from an efficient perspective. The Eagles left a lot of money on the table, left a lot of meat on the bones, left a lot of food on the plate throughout the 2021 season. Yet they were still ranked in the upper half of the NFL in terms of scoring, ranked 12th to be exact, 26 points per game. So scoring, generating points wasn't really the issue. We saw this team having multiple games with 30+ points scored per game. We've seen it. So that begs the question, why were the Eagles 9-8? Why were the Eagles having a hard time winning games? It wasn't because they couldn't put points on the board. It was because they were stopping the opponent. It was because they were struggling from stopping the opponent from scoring. They were struggling to keep the opponent out of the end zone. They were allowing too many long drives. They were allowing quarterbacks to have career games against us. Let me put it to you in perspective and why this adds to the point that the Eagles should prioritize defense in the NFL draft. And look, don't get it twisted. I want a wide receiver. I do. But I'll be perfectly content with getting a wide receiver in the first or second round. I'm content with getting a wide receiver in the second round too. Don't get it twisted. But this is why they should potentially prioritize defense in the draft this year. Like I said, they had no problem generating points. That wasn't the issue. Maybe they weren't as efficient offensively. Maybe they were limited offensively in terms of what they can do, but it wasn't a points problem. They were ranked 12th in the league. The problem was they couldn't stop the opponent from scoring. They couldn't stop the opposing quarterbacks from dicing them up. They couldn't stop opposing quarterbacks from having career games. Let me put it in perspective. The Philadelphia Eagles allowed 9 quarterbacks to complete over 73% of their passes last year. The Philadelphia Eagles allowed 9 quarterbacks to complete over 70% of their passes. 73% to be exact. Over 70% of the passes were completed by 9 quarterbacks. 9. That's more than half of the games you've played. 17 games in the season, 9 out of 17, that's more than half. Let me take it a step further. Of those 9 quarterbacks, 5 of those 9 quarterbacks completed over 80% of their passes. Let me say it again. 9 quarterbacks that the Philadelphia Eagles played completed 73% of their passes last year or higher. 5 of the 9 quarterbacks that I mentioned completed over 80%. 5 quarterbacks you allowed to have career games. The league average for completion percentage is what? 65, 66, maybe 67? I don't know, something like that. They allowed 5 quarterbacks to have career games. And then they allowed Derek Carr to complete over 90% of his passes. His best passing performance of his career. That can't happen. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We're going up. We got 5 minutes left in the show. This is the closing out topic. You can't allow 5 quarterbacks to complete over 80% of their passes. It don't work that way. Those quarterbacks were Derek Carr, Justin Herbert, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott again. The Washington football team quarterbacks Tyler Heineke and Jared Goff. Jimmy Garoppolo. All those quarterbacks completed 70% of their passes or higher. Mahomes, Dak, Tom Brady, Justin Herbert, and Derek Carr completed 80% of their passes or higher. That can't happen. I know they're top tier, but that can't happen. Points weren't an issue. Scoring was not an issue for us. Maybe we didn't have a top 10 offense, but we had a top 12 offense, ranked 12th in terms of points per game scored. Had the number 1 rushing offense. Had multiple games generating 30+ points per game. Scoring was not the issue. Maybe offensive efficiency could have been better. We lacked a dynamic offense. Our passing offense wasn't that dynamic, but when it comes to putting the points up, we didn't have a problem with that. We struggled keeping points off the board. We struggled stopping quarterbacks from dicing us up and carving us up. The linebacking core has to get better with defending the middle of the field. The DBs had to get better. But most importantly, quarterbacks had too much time to do what they wanted to do. Quarterbacks had too much time to diagnose our defense. And you want to know why they had too much time? Because we couldn't get to the quarterback. The Eagles were one of the worst teams at getting to the quarterback. They were ranked 31st in sacks in the NFL. That's uncharacteristic of this team. This team is known for their trench play. This team is known for not only their offensive line play, but this team is also known for their D-line play, having guys like Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Josh Sweat, Derek Barnett when he plays well. We had guys like Benny Logan at one point. We had Vinny Curry at one point. Well, no, not Benny Logan. I'm sorry. We had Vinny Curry. We had Timmy Jernigan, Chris Long, Connor Barwin, Trent Cole in the past. You know what I'm saying? We had some heavy hitters. Some guys that can get to the quarterback. What's going on now? Things need to change. If the Philadelphia Eagles want to get better at limiting quarterbacks from carving us up, we got to get to the quarterback. We got to put pressure on them. We can't allow them to have 3, 4, 5 seconds to diagnose. We got to put pressure on them. We got to put hands and feet on them. And that's the only thing, and that's the only way this team will get better. Because like I said, scoring wasn't the issue. Scoring was not the issue. We need pass rushers. We need DBs. We picked up 2 linebackers in free agency, Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White. Hassan Reddick is like that blend between being an edge rusher and your Sam linebacker. But best believe you're going to see Hassan Reddick lined up on the edge. That's where he earned his keep. That's his bread and butter, being lined up on the edge. So expect Hassan Reddick to be getting double. He's a perennial double digit sack guy. Back-to-back seasons with double-digit sacks. So bringing Hassan Reddick addresses an immediate need. Kaiser White, a great coverage linebacker, someone who plays downhill that helps the linebacker core. TJ Edwards, a guy who earned a 2-year extension but also has to step his weight up. Josh Sweat has to have a career year. Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, they had to step up. Derek Barnett had to step up. Brandon Graham is coming back. What will he look like coming off that torn Achilles? Will the Eagles draft a defensive lineman or a linebacker in that first round or a corner? Don't be surprised if they go defense back-to-back with pick 15 and pick 18. Don't